Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Prison Architect. I'm excited. A little excited. In a completely non-erotic fashion. Because I believe, and you know, believe is a strong concept at this point that maybe I shouldn't have as much faith in as I do, but I believe that I have solved our food woes by basically just shoehorning a bunch of cookers in here. What are you doing there, my friend? Looks like you're kinda you're doing the dishes, okay. Not the way that I would necessarily do it, but that's alright, it happens. We probably don't need 3 guards stationed out here anymore, you know? Every time I reboot this game, it's like I'm a different person, and I'm like, who the heck is this idiot that, like, played the game last? Should make this section, medium only, just so maximum security prisoners can't get tools, I guess. Guard patrols, or, just guards. I don't think we need 3 out here anymore. We can probably get by with, like, 1. And then we have 1 patrol as well. I'd say that's fine. That maybe alleviates our employment stress a little bit. But yes, I'm gonna go to speed 3 as I am wont to do. And then I'm gonna... Let me check something out for a second. Because we still have prisoners that are a little injured. For example, this gentleman right here. We just had a bunch of, like, electrical sounds that scared the crap out of me. Maybe it's because prisoners are waking up, so their cells are... No, I have no idea. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, he's being escorted right now. Store prisoner in medical bed. Alright, well maybe... I was thinking the problem was that there's no path for, like, medium security to take to get there. But there totally should be. Medium security can go pretty much anywhere in the prison, except for our protective custody wing. So I'm gonna let, like, 1 day tick by, and as the day ticks by, I'm going to plan... We're gonna demolish these walls here. I'm gonna plan for a new cell block because I would like to expand. I think our prison financially is going fairly well. You know, we're not in an untenable financial situation. We've got the ability to sell our prison for an F ton of money if we want to. But I don't want to do that. I think this could be our million prison, and how awesome would it be to at least run this prison until Alpha 26 comes out and then sell it and make like a mega prison, which doesn't really sound that awesome when you phrase it that way. But keep in mind, whenever I say anything about this, I'm just talking about playing a video game, you know? Don't get too, you know, wrapped up in whether or not there's some political stuff behind what I'm saying. I'm just playing a video game. It's not that I'm, you know, I don't want to talk about politics because it's a sensitive issue. It's more like I don't want to talk about politics because I don't know anything about politics. And as such, I'm uninformed, admittedly, but also just sort of don't really care, you know your limits, think within it. That's what I'd say. Anyway, we're gonna plan for a cell block up here. And I've already bunged it up a little bit. This is why you should definitely do it from this side as opposed to the other side. Let's take this off here. 1, 2, just make sure that these are actually the right size. And of course, yes, we can use the cloning tool, but I want to do this first just to... We might as well let it go on like speed 2 for now. Just to let it be seen how our prison is going to do food-wise without us for like another day. So I think like this is fine. And we'll just like, we don't need to build out the actual like entirety of the cells on each side. So we want it like that. Oh. Like I don't use the planning tool as kind of religiously as I probably should. But I do use it, especially when I'm doing this stuff on video, because I don't want to cause any problems here. There'll still be a hallway, so this will be like, the foundation's going to be like this size. And we'll just remove all this planning when we go through. And then we can do another one up here, which will be like this. I should start making hallways that are too wide. Like two tiles wide, not T-O-O wide. Is this big enough? Those are going to be 2 by 3. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be a pretty big cell block here. Let's build the foundations in. And there will still be a hallway here. Hopefully this doesn't break the wall that the fence is attached to. Oh, you know what? We've got an issue. Let's pause for a second. This is why the planning tool is useful. Our yard is like 1 tile too big in order for this hallway to fit down. How would we sort that out? Well... I'll do it the easy way, you know, the red-green way, and I'll say that we'll build it out like this. We'll get rid of that, and we'll build it out like this. Why can't I? Oh, that's bulldoze. Don't do that. We'll build it out like this, That'll be a wall there. This way, it seems like a compromise, and it is a compromise, but it's also fine because it means that we can expand our yard or our forestry areas if we need to in the future. Alright, so people 8. How are our prisoners doing in that regard? Everyone is good. Okay, that cooker's situation seems to have mostly sorted it out. Why are they all going out through the same door here? I guess they're all going up, which would explain it. Nobody's going to solitary confinement right now. Pretty good. Our exports area is full of logs and license plates, which is the name of my new smash hit indie band as well. Get ready. We gotta cut these trees. We've got enough workmen. Let me take a look at our finances quickly. Exports $800 yesterday. That doesn't seem right. 500,000 if we sell, which means the prison's worth about 440. I think we could conceivably get to $1 million on this prison. I mean that honestly. What are you carrying? Like a shadow? That's weird. I don't know what's up with that kind of graphical effect, but that's okay, probably. And we'll use our clone tool to set up some serious cell blocks here. So I think our exports are a bit volatile because on days where there is a lot of trees basically being cut down, a lot of trees that have reached maturation, we make a ton of money by selling logs. On other days, you know, where trees are still growing, we don't really. That's okay. Let's take a look at our CI. I got a good tip that was like, hey, you know, look at the 7-day and the 24-hour graph, and you can see kind of how the contraband is getting into the prison and who's using it and where the routes are coming from, etc., etc. But for now, let's just activate these guys and get them into our security room. I would honestly not be surprised if we can get this cell block done by, maybe not tomorrow in-game, but like within 2 days in-game. So this will be done, and it should just complete because the wall will just kind of like fill in, I think. Maybe not, because they're doing like trash stuff now. I really don't want to demolish this wall before we have prisoners asleep, so I'm going to take this opportunity to install some small pipes. I know, by the way, that this large pipe is how so many prisoners are escaping, but the honest to God truth of the matter is that I just don't know a better setup for this right now. So we'll get our toilets going along this wall, and we'll get a large pipe going down here, and we'll want toilets along this wall, and this wall, and this wall. And we'll get all this junk installed before the walls even go up, which should make it easy. I'm assuming you can build this like under the foundation. And we probably don't even need too many more electrical cables, but they're relatively cheap, so let's just make sure we're good here. And we've got a full spade of capacitors, so we should be fine in that regard as well. This should be a relatively easy expansion. I don't know how many cells it's going to give us. I guess I can count quickly. If I go to like foundation here, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 32 plus another 8. So that's probably another 40 capacity in normal there, which is pretty big for us. But for now, how's our prison going? It seems like, you know, we haven't had any riots today. No riots is a pretty good start as far as I'm concerned. Now, we are having a bit of an issue with deliveries here. Probably a situation where you would want to hire some more workmen. But each truck, some of these trucks don't even have anything on them. I guess the ingredients have already been taken off, or the materials have already been taken off. Are you able to install these pipes? Yeah, oh, they're just taking the trash away first. That's fine. Once they go to sleep, we'll like demolish a wall and it should work a little faster. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. We just spent a little bit of money on trees, I should say. Really? We've got like a huge backup of deliveries. Trash oftentimes causes a backup though, so I don't feel too bad about that. And okay. We'll wait for the exports truck. We should make a ton of money on that. For now, if you could just install the pipes, that would be sweet. For now, I don't even know what you're like taking the logs and just taking them to the exports area. They're eating again. They seem to be doing an okay job of getting into the cafeteria. And they can eat till 10, so this is still pretty early. Why are you guys injured? So many of you are injured. Now we might be able to take our armed guard out of the, You took a drill? You took a drill out of the freaking kitchen? We were using that to get coconut milk ready for you guys. You know, it's isotonic. It's really good for you. Anyway, I totally forgot that I had my CIs in here. Did I get any information? Probably not. I'll activate him again. Extremely tough. Which one of you is extremely tough? Okay, that's you. He can sometimes withstand being hit by a taser. That's horrifying. That being said, being extremely tough doesn't make him necessarily more likely to riot. Can you get me like a janitor up here? That's gross. Anyway, it is sleep time. Did everyone more or less eat? Yeah, food needs are not very high. Recreation is the only one that prisoners are having complaints about. 36 prisoners say they're treated well. 87 are suppressed. So I'd say that counts as a successful day in our prison. I'm gonna remove our armed guard from this patrol, and I'm gonna place our armed guard. I'll place him back up here just in case there's some kind of incident tonight. So they're gonna get into their cells, and as they get into their cells, we'll demolish this wall, which is an incredibly scary prospect, but the prisoners mostly appear to be in their cells now, so we'll just get this workman to hopefully install this, and the foundation should get built in an expedited fashion, hopefully. We still got some pipes to install, though. And that's a-okay. You know what? I've got my piping is wrong here. I just noticed. We're gonna go large pipe. There. Not small pipe. Even though it will give them kind of an out. They're gonna have to tunnel a long way from this new cell block to get out of here. Again, I don't think we can allow new prisoners. I don't think we have enough normal capacity. We could let in, like, 8, yeah, maybe like 8 medium, or the protective custody. But I would rather just wait for, like, more ex-law enforcement to come in. The night's kind of dragging on here, and we still have not touched this wall. I would like for this wall to be demolished before 6 in the morning, because that is when the moment of truth happens, and also it would make your whole life with this pipe installation stuff a lot faster. But mostly I just don't want prisoners to be able to escape, and I'm starting to realize that because there's such a huge piping job here, they're totally going to be able to escape. Excellent. So I think we should cancel the, like, if we go to materials, demolish walls, we'll cancel that for now. The easiest thing to do is probably just build a fence around this, which is something that we should have done anyway. But what can I say, you know, sometimes I'm an idiot about things. And I really thought that before they woke up, they would be able to do this, but... Well, the other thing that we could just do is install, like, a staff door here. And that's a little bit less dangerous. They could still break it down pretty easily if they just have, like, jail keys. And you know what? If we're gonna let new prisoners in, after these cells are built, we should do a shakedown. It's gonna take forever for our guards to actually search it, but, you know, get all the contraband out. I activated our CIs again and didn't even look at what they told me. I'm just looking, like, if you're an instigator, I'm not necessarily just gonna throw you in max security. We can't afford to do that anymore. We could earlier. We can't now. I'm gonna activate you guys again. Staff door is still not built. It's gonna take a while. Do we have potential CIs in our solitary area? Let's see. I thought you could just see that way, but I guess not. No, you don't want to be in our program here. That's okay. Seriously, like, these workmen. I know you're doing a dirty job right now. Mike Rowe, you know, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Faith no more, but please. Oh, I totally bunged up those walls, didn't I? 1, 2, 3. Whatever. I might have built the foundation one too small. Just by being dumb. But we'll figure that out pretty quickly with our clone tool. The worst case scenario is that it's just slightly smaller, and maybe I have to build out our foundation like one wall bigger. Which is seriously totally fine. I really thought that you would get this foundation done today. I know I said, oh, it's going to be 2 days. But then I was like, they're doing a really good job. And I guess you're not doing a really good job, but come the F on here. Just finish it off, man. I still think that there might be a way to do this already, but one of the things that would be excellent to have in Alpha 25, along with assigning along with assigning chefs to kitchens, would be the ability to prioritize jobs. Like maybe with like a middle click, it's like do this now. Although I suppose the problem is that you would you know, probably just use that click for everything. But that's a player problem, I guess, not a game problem. Whereas, like, not being able to sort kind of feels like a game problem. A lot of our workmen are tired or exhausted, which I think makes perfect sense. You know, they've been working overtime. They just installed that door. They wouldn't have to walk the entire perimeter of the prison just to install, like, 2 electrical cables. But I guess you can't always get what you want. We do have kind of a backup of imports here, which might be causing a little bit of a problem. You know what? I'm thinking that we need a few more janitors here. Right now, this prison looks filthy. And I guess, like, is that on their needs? That's probably hygiene. Or comfort, maybe? I'm not totally sure, but whatever. Hygiene is obviously tied to showers as well. But if you could just... I mean, it's good because the pipes are going to get finished installing, but... Well, mostly going to get finished installing, it looks like, but... Mostly, I would just like you to install the easy part that makes your job more efficient in the long term, you know? This is like... I don't even know. It's like making the minimum payment on your mortgage or something. You're just paying off interest right now. You gotta get a head start on the principal by installing this door. Let's take a look at our grade quickly, because not much else is going on. Hey, our reoffending rate has gone way down. 3%. I consider that kind of a big deal, honestly. I'm proud of that, because I've been doing as much as I possibly can to make that happen. If we look at our programs... Oh, we're going to see if more people are going to pass foundation education soon. I still don't understand... Oh, we have people actually interested in carpentry apprenticeship now. Not very many, but maybe when this next, like, workshop safety finishes... I'll start carpentry apprenticeship, and then our prisoners can start making beds, and the beds export for even more money than the logs, I believe. We do have 2 workshops. I mean, it seems sensible to me to do this. Yeah, I mean, you guys are having a good time up here. Or is it just the one of you? Oh, no, there is another prisoner up there. Oh, there we go. Our foundation's complete, so they just spend a bunch of money on lights, which is good. So, now we get our clone tool ready. And I think we can we just clone, like, this whole thing? Yeah. Alright, so we'll... Oh, that has the wall attached to it, though. I think you can... The clone tool's smart enough to not do that, but still, better safe than sorry. And we'll just put as many of these down here as we can. We're gonna need to build that one out, I guess, like, by ourselves. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll clone just this side. We do need the right wall. Oh, this is actually like, my planning was effed up, but the size of it is right. I think I've effed that one up. Oh, geez, what have I done? Alright, you know what? I do this so often. Cancel all that. I don't think I need to go to materials. We'll just cancel the rooms. Like so. Okay, let's try this again. You know, I want to be safe. We got the bottom wall. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there'll be an 8 right here. Alright, let's manually kind of build out... I think we can do this with the clone tool. This is just a good, you know, brain exercise. We don't want the top wall, and we don't want the bottom wall. So we want, like, this. And that. And then just, this. Alright. Strangely enough, I think that should work. Now, obviously, this is an expensive addition to our prison. The idea, of course, is that it ups our valuation and eventually pays for itself. Get those hallways set up. It's gonna take freaking forever for, like, the planning to actually get finished. Or, not the planning, but the cells to actually get finished. That's okay. Did I just delete the walls? No. Okay, I deleted the planning only. That's what I was hoping for. Because that would have been terrible. This won't quite take us to 200 capacity, but I don't really care because I'm not worried about the grants. Piping's not fully installed yet. For reasons unbeknownst. How did you fail it so many times? Yeah, just do it. These ones are all installed. The electrical cables are all installed. Why are we making so much money on a daily basis? It's almost exclusively... Wow, that's crazy. Our prison is like break even, almost. Like it's a little bit over break even. Where we're making our real money here is days without incident and exports. So if we would lose like almost all of our profits if we had some days with incidents here. But we also just made a F ton of money on exports, so disregard. Now we're making like 10 grand a day on days when we export a lot. Which should continue for a while. Alright, we're gonna have a ton of materials coming in here. That's okay. I think we're gonna let our prison go for one more day in the hopes that we can get our as many cells as possible done here. And our prison seems to be... What are you doing? Drugs. Well, you're not doing drugs. It just seems like you want drugs. Hopefully. So you know what? I think starting like tomorrow, after they wake up, after they go to eat, once they get to work, I'm gonna start a shakedown. They get a little bit less ornery if you do the shakedown, or if you search them at all when they're at work. So I think it's not the worst idea in the world. These guys have really good coverage, and they're not very, they're not very suspected. That was a word that was surprisingly difficult for me to say there. Of course, they installed the jail doors before they actually finished, the piping. Otherwise, it would just be far too easy. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. That's why. Smart guy over here installed the pipes, you know, one tile offset. Well, it's going to take a while to get sorted out, but that's okay. They'll figure it out. AI, you know, as much shit as I give them, the AI is relatively smart about that kind of stuff. Alright, it's free time. No, we'll wait till after they eat. Just so that they're not getting, you know, hung up before breakfast, the most important of the meal of the day, the most important meal of the day. Then we'll get it sorted. Yeah, these pipes are making me thirsty, but also I installed them like an idiot. I can't remember if breakfast is at 7 or 8. It's at 8, because they shower at 7. Okay, that's probably fine. This backlog's gonna be done in a second. I know, like... Not in a second, but soon, hopefully. I know it seems like this might be really inefficiently run, but I think it's actually kind of like a false positive. I think this prison is running fairly well, actually. We're going to dismantle this staff door. We'll need it at some point, but we'll dismantle it for now. Yeah, I think it's fairly well run, to be honest with you. We do need to, every now and then, just reset this because we've changed our rules a little bit by messing with the foundation here. But yeah, I think it's just, you know, when you build something, it gets a little gummed up. Apart from that, it's fine. It is taking effing forever, though. How many workmen do I even have on staff? 14? Honestly, I think $1,400 a day for workmen is pretty much acceptable. You know, you need them when you need them, and then you don't need them anymore. I don't necessarily want to fire any, though, because we're using them fairly often, and it costs 5 times more to hire them back than it does for a day's wages. So, you know, I'm probably keeping a redundant amount on staff. Let's do our shakedown. It's gonna be a long shakedown, but that's okay. Shouldn't slow down our workmen too much, so we're kind of just like doing this at the same time. And I think that's where we're gonna end this episode, even though this is where things are gonna start to get exciting. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with another new one. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more on a daily basis. This prison's going relatively well. Did we increase our valuation any? I think we increased our valuation by like 60,000 because we lost 30,000 in cash, but our prisons were 30,000 more. In any case, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.